You hear, God will provide. God will protect us. If God wills it, so shall it be. All famous last words. God's not going to protect you. You are going to have to protect you. God is not going to provide for you. You're going to have to work and provide for yourself. And the decisions that you make will determine your future, not God's will. When I read this precept, it is not an irreverence towards religion or towards Buddha, as Musashi was, but instead it is a practicality. It is an understanding that if you have faith, it does not mean that that faith is going to save you from an emergency situation or save you in battle. Your training will save you in battle. Your preparedness will save you from an emergency or in the case of an emergency. You see, God gave us the tools to do this. Our hands, our senses. We have our third stage brain. God gave us the tools necessary to protect us, to provide, to build. From where there was nothing, we can create. We can create homes and factories and high technology. The tools to do this was provided by God, but the work necessary is going to be on us. And so I think that is the direction that Musashi was going. The idea that reverence for Buddha made sense to him as part of his life. But he did not rely on Buddha to save him day to day. He had to take care of himself. And so do we. This still rings through today. Because we do hear these foolish things such as, God will provide for me. Eventually it's all going to work out because God's not going to do any of this. God gave you the tools. You got them. Now you need to use them. Nothing else is going to get done until you do it. And I think that's just a good way to find balance in life between your faith and the real world, the practical world. The real strength in any religion is the community that is built around it. That is what religion is. It is a community of like-minded people. And so inside of that community, you have people that will help you in a time of need, in time of emergency. If something breaks and you need help, you have a community to call on and say, can I get some assistance? Anybody have these skills? And you have something in common with them. You have a commonality. People to help each other out just as any other community would. That is the power of the religion. It is not that some sort of paranormal force is going to provide. That's not what's going to happen. But within the community, this type of provide can happen, such as helping to feed those who don't have food that day, helping to build shelter for those who don't have shelter, and just anything else that might happen. You have a community to call on, and you have a community to participate in as well, to help others. That is what I believe is the true power of any religion, is the community that forms around it. I look at religion in my own life. I have a reverence for God. I do not put my religion or my beliefs on others. But if I live my life a certain way and others come to me and ask for advice in life, the advice that I give them, any help that I give them, it's going to have those same values that come with it. And that is how I share it. I don't rely on religion for things to get done in my life. I get them done myself. And I have a quiet, respectful relationship with God. I also have respect for all religions. Any religion that doesn't hurt others, I have respect for. That's just the way I feel. If people practice different religious faiths, even if I don't practice it, I have no problem with it. It's only when people use the excuse of religion to cause harm and to cause violence that I disagree. And that's usually on those individuals, not on the religion itself, generally. So that's the way that I personally feel about religion in my own life. I remember watching a video on the Amish community and how they get together to build the homes and the barns. They build them by hand as a community. It makes sense because as the families grow and as these structures are built, it strengthens that whole community. And that is where the power is in religion. It's in those that are involved in the community itself and them having a common understanding, a common set of values. Things will not get done on their own. They have to be done by us. And no intervention is going to occur. Sometimes we think it does. We say to ourselves, oh, that must have been some sort of intervention. The reality is, if things are going to get done, they're going to get done by us. But the blessing is that we were given the tools to do it. And so that's my understanding of it. That's probably the best way to summarize this precept. I believe that's exactly what was being relayed in this precept by Musashi. Having the reverence, but not relying on it to save you. I appreciate you spending some time with me today, and I hope that you're having a great week in between our sessions. Every Saturday we'll come out with a new precept to discuss. This is part of a 21-part series. And please leave comments. I'm interested to know what type of thoughts you have on these precepts and also what direction you kind of go down. Is it slightly different? Let's hear about it. We can all interact together. And have yourself a wonderful week. We will talk again soon. Aloha.